Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it if you jump on here live here on this Wednesday night. Make sure you give the video a like, a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure, if you have not yet subscribed, that you do so. It takes about 2 seconds, and it's absolutely free, but it helps the channel out tremendously. Tonight, I want to talk some college football and some NFL, but before I talk college football games or NFL games, I want to tell you my opinion on what I think happened, the whole Bill Belichick thing, and why nobody will change my mind on why I feel this way. First of all, North Carolina said they wanted to get younger. Well, they did, because Bill Belichick is a whole 8 months younger than Mac Brown. Mac Brown is 73 and Bill Belichick is 72. But I don't think Bill Belichick had any desire to coach in college football. He can try to tell me different all he wants to, and North Carolina can as well. But when you've coached for 95 years and you've never coached in college, you don't want to coach in college. Especially when you've coached in the NFL 2 different times and you had stints in between the first 2 where you could have coached in college and you still didn't. I don't think he wanted to coach in college. I think he threw his name out there hoping that the NFL would see, oh, Bill wants to coach again, and some team would come calling. Well, there's already a couple of openings in the NFL, and those teams have said they have no desire in hiring Bill Belichick. So when that happened, Bill Belichick wrote a 400-page letter, I guess you could call it, or book, ever how you want to describe it, to North Carolina, explaining to them all the things that would happen if he become their coach. Hey there, Bill. Glad to have you here. Hey there, check engine. Glad to have you here as well. And I think when he wrote that 400-page letter to North Carolina on all the things he would do if he become their coach, I think he thought they would look at it and say, this guy's crazy. We're not hiring this guy. And then he could come back and say, well, I tried North Carolina, but they turned me down. But instead, North Carolina is so desperate that they were like, okay, that sounds good. Let's give it a shot. And then Bill Belichick was like, well, what can I do now? The NFL don't want me, but I want to coach again. I gave North Carolina this 400-page letter, and they're okay with it. So if I back out now, it looks like I'm the one that's not wanting to do it. So I'll take the job. But I don't think he originally wanted that job. But you need to go read about the 400-page letter he wrote to North Carolina on all the things he would do if he becomes their coach. And, of course, now that he's the coach, I guess we'll find out whether or not it's true. But NFL is kicking off their final week of the regular season. Every team has now had their bye week. Everybody's played 13 games, 4 games to go. Week 15, game 14, starts tomorrow night. Thursday night football, we have the Rams and the 49ers at 8:15. Coming up on Sunday, the 1 o'clock window, we have the Commanders and the Saints, the Chiefs and the Browns, the Bengals and the Titans, the Dolphins and the Texans, the Ravens and the Giants, the Jets and the Jaguars, and the Cowboys and the Panthers. That's the 1 o'clock window. And then at 4:25, we have the Bucks and Chargers, the Colts and Broncos, the Patriots and Cardinals, the Bills and the Lions, and the game that, in my opinion, is the game of the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, that'll be the national 4:25 game. And then the Sunday night game is the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. We have a doubleheader coming up on Monday night. We had a few of those when the year first started, the first 4 or 5 weeks. They stopped it, and now they're bringing it back this week. 8 o'clock, we have the Bears and the Vikings. At 8:30, we have the Falcons and the Raiders. The Falcons need to win big time. They fired Arthur Smith because he won exactly 7 games 3 straight years. Well, they came out this year and started out 6-3, and now they've lost 4 in a row. So now they look like they're the same team they were when Arthur Smith was there. The difference between Arthur Smith and Raheem Morris, in my opinion, is with Arthur Smith, at least he had a play sheet in his hand, so it looked like he was doing something on game day. Whether it worked or not, he tried. You look at Raheem Morris, he doesn't hold a clipboard, he doesn't hold a play sheet, he has nothing in his hands. He doesn't talk to the players. He doesn't talk to the coaches. You see him on the sidelines. He's never talking in the headset. I don't know what Raheem Morris does on game day. So if at least Arthur Smith, he appeared, even if he was faking, he appeared he was doing something. Raheem Morris just stands there. I don't know what he does, if anything. You could tell me that Raheem Morris is a complete statue on game day that does nothing, and I believe it because I have not seen anything different. We also have 2 bowl games on Saturday. One is at noon. One's at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. They've got them sandwiched around Army and Navy, so you have no excuse to not watch Army and Navy. Noon, ABC. From Atlanta, we have the Celebration Bowl, which is, in case you have not watched one of these yet, it's the 2 black schools that had the best season this year. HBCU programs, South Carolina State and Jackson State. And then at 9 o'clock Saturday night on ESPN, we have the Salute to Veterans Bowl, South Alabama and Western Michigan. Any thoughts on any of this? Please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I lost my mood ring. I don't know how to feel about it. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.